Welcome to the Voice Room podcast, where we dive deep into the art of communication. I'm your host, Carina. Today is a new segment. I call it Q&A segment. It's where I answer all the questions from you, our listeners, about voice, speech, and presentation. Whether you are working on something or just curious about it, this is the space where we break it down together. Today, we are going to answer some of your common questions about voice, speech, and presentation skills. So let's get into it. First question is, how can I give a strong first impression over a video call? Virtual impressions are just as real as in-person impressions. They all start with presence. Begin by checking your lighting, camera angle, and audio. These subtle details frame how you are being perceived. Dress with intention, even if just from the waist up. Most importantly, sit up right straight. Look directly into the camera when speaking and avoid fidgeting. Your tone should be slightly more animated to compensate with the digital distance. Start the call with a warm greeting and maybe a quick check-in. This sets a friendly tone. And smile. It goes a long way, even through a screen. If you're grounded and clear, people remember you. The next question is, how do I handle emotionally charged conversations without shutting down? Emotional regulation is one of the most powerful communication skills. When tension rises, your first job is to check in with your body. Are you breathing? Are your shoulders tight? Ground yourself by slowing your breath and pausing before responding. Name the emotion if it helps. For example, I feel a bit overwhelmed, but I want to keep this conversation open. It is okay to ask for a short break if needed. Shutting down is often a defense mechanism. So giving yourself space to stay present without reacting is crucial. Listen deeply, even if you disagree. It is not about fixing the emotion, but holding it with compassion. And that's how real breakthrough happen. So next question. How do I guide my team through miscommunication without creating blame? Guiding without blame is all about language and tone. Start with shared purpose. For example, let's figure out how this happened so that we can improve it together. Focus on the process, not the person. Use the phrase like, it looks like this step wasn't clear, instead of, you didn't do this. Keep your tone calm and inquisitive, and not accusatory. Invite input. What do you think we could do differently next time? This encourages accountability without shame. Always affirm the intent behind the actions, even if the results missed the mark. People are more open to correction when they don't feel attacked. That's what builds resilient and communicative teams. Next question. What are some vocal habits that make someone sound less confident, and how can we fix them? Now, voice matters a lot. Common habits that weaken vocal confidence include trailing off at the end of sentences, speaking too fast, using too many fillers. For example, yes, I know, or even speaking too softly. These habits usually come from insecurity or fear of judgment. To shift this, start by breathing deeply from your diaphragm. It gives your voice power. Slow down and practice ending your sentences with a downward tone to sound more grounded. Record yourself and play back, not to judge but to gain awareness, and practice speaking in front of a mirror. It builds vocal muscle memory. Confidence lives in clarity, not loudness. Now, next question. Carina, how do I help clients who are afraid of being judged when they speak? The fear is so human and so common. I always remind my clients that judgment usually feels louder in our head than it is in the room. Most people aren't looking for perfection, they are hoping to connect. I guide them to shift the focus outward from how do I look to what do they need to hear. That mindset shift reduces anxiety. I also encourage them to practice in low stakes situations first. And we do grounding exercise as well. For example, breath work, posture resets, and visualization. Over time, confidence grows not from eliminating the fear, but from speaking through it. The goal isn't to silence the fear. It is to make the voice stronger than it. So that's all for today's Q&A. And if it helped, please help me to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow the journey on Instagram at The Voice Room. I'm so excited to have you back in the next episode. Until then, keep using your voice with care.